And while human rights activist Dr. Amjad Mirza is also joining us on this broadcast, thank you for taking out your time, sir. You've been viewing the situation very, very closely in all of Afghanistan, especially Panjshir. Now, Pakistan intervening to a level wherein it is sending drones, it is sending its choppers and fighter crafts to Panjshir, and Iran media outlets have been showing those visuals. So the proof is for everyone to see. Dr. Mirza, then you have the ISI chief who is in Kabul. Not just that, we've seen since the beginning, starting the month of August, how Pakistan troops have been standing next to Taliban terrorists at border areas before the fall of Kabul. What is that sham denial then? It's out for everyone to see the kind of support Pakistan is extending to Taliban.
Exactly. At the moment as we speak, General Noman, who is the commander of 11 Corps of Pakistan Army, is about 5 to 8 miles away on a helipad, and he's overseeing the operations, and he has been sent by Bajwa to give General Adil Rahmani moral support. And also they have sent 3 battalions of Northern Light Infantry. Last night at about 4 o'clock Indian Standard Time, I did broadcast this news that 2 JF-17 jet fighters are on their way as well to help the Pakistani forces do aerial bombardment, because about 1,000 odd Taliban got stuck when the Panjshir National Resistance Force blew up a mountain to block a narrow passage into Panjshir. At the moment as we speak, the SSG 3rd Battalion has arrived. A lot of equipment has arrived, and also they are doing search. One of the SSG, they have formed a special task force that has been asked to look for Amrullah Saleh, and General Bajwa has said that he wants to see Amrullah Saleh captured and beheaded live through the drone telecast. They want to watch his beheading live. They want to actually create a scare among India and neighboring countries regarding the capabilities of Pakistan Army. And we know very well Pakistan Army has no capabilities. They have basically their capabilities have come to the forefront because the rest of the world has allowed it to happen. Nobody has come to the, so far no one has come to the rescue of the Panjshir fighters. And Pakistan Army has deployed 155 guns there. Only last night at about 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, mortar guns, which are handy in a mountainous terrain, have been sent, and they were received by the Pakistani troops who are fighting in Panjshir. So yes, Pakistan Army is deeply involved, and what is worrying is that at the same time Pakistan has deployed around 8 to 10,000 jihadis in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir, where I come from. And in Kotli and in Ravla Court, we are being informed that air bases are being reactivated. So I don't know, to be honest, that what the future plan is, but I think that after Kabul, it has to be Kashmir and then Kerala and wider mainland India. So if Panjshiris lose in this battle against the Taliban, I think that it is going to be very, very worrisome for India that once they consolidate their power and form a government in Kabul, then they are already preparing for infiltration and causing trouble at the line of control. Yeah.
Yes. Dr. Mirza, you're giving us very important details. You're saying that perhaps more military aid is on its way. So that's of course happening, and we're watching out for those developments. Also, let's talk about how Pakistan officially has now become the troubleshooter for Taliban as far as the new government formation is concerned. with Taliban, of course, being embroiled in an intense power struggle. You have the Haqqani network and you have Mullah Baradar who want to now, have as much representation in the new government. And for that, the ISI chief, General Hamid, is in Kabul. So that's the extent of involvement that we are looking at of Pakistan.
Well, the tension is twofold. There is a lot of tension going on among the top senior generals regarding ISI chief, ISI DG, General Faz Hamid's sudden visit to Kabul without proper official permission from the army chief himself. And I think that General Faz Hamid will no more be ISI Director General come October. Now, General Faz Hamid's priority is to get as many Haqqani group people into the new government, into the cabinet or the shura, whatever they call it, as possible, because that will mean that not only Pakistan will consolidate its position in the new Taliban government and in Taliban affairs, but also that General Faz Hamid is trying to save his own skin as well. Because if they fail to get the Haqqani group people in good numbers in the cabinet, then Faz Hamid's future remains very, very uncertain. At the moment, there is a Chinese and a Turkish general reported 4 days ago present at the war room, and the war room consists of several rooms. They're all living there, and it's not going to be an easy ride for Pakistan and for Taliban either. At the moment, they are focusing on Panjshir, but once this Panjshir is resolved, either way, either they get it or they have to retreat and get into negotiations, we will see a lot of infighting. When I say infighting, it's not like a parliamentary infighting, it's like a gunfighting among these Taliban groups. So I see a lot of chaos, a lot of killing, and a lot of destitute for the local Afghan population. There already 1.2 million people are on the verge of starvation, and there is no way for aid to get to that country. So we don't know what's going to happen in future, but what we know right now is that Pakistan is heavily involved in this war. Pakistan is fighting, not the Taliban. Different groups of Taliban are under the command of General Adil Rahmani, who is the SSG commander of Pakistan SSG, and he's present over there. And also present is Lieutenant Colonel Umair, who was involved in the SWAT operation. So there are several JCOs, and one thing to be noted is that most of these JCOs and officers are of Pashtun origin. So they are using this ethnic card as well, because Pashtuns are fighting against the Tajiks. But Pakistani Pashtun officers now, junior officers, are questioning that why have they been sent to this death trap in Panjshir? Why there are no Punjabi soldiers fighting there? So there's a lot of, a lot of things going on right now. We don't know which way this is going to, take place, and which way it's going to develop. But one thing is for sure, that without the air support from Pakistan, it wouldn't have been possible for Taliban to get this close to Panjshir as they have now. Yes, thank you.
So you're telling us, Dr. Mirza, that Pakistan is essentially micromanaging various factions of Taliban. Thank you for putting that in perspective for us, and appreciate you joining us on this broadcast. Thank you, Dr. Mirza.
Thank you very much for having me.